Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The post-lunch session is normally an easy session for the speaker, right? Because everyone's still focused on digesting their food. So let's try to make this a little bit interactive. I will not throw some financial jargons that you all don't understand. And if anyone has any questions in the last 2 minutes, let's take questions from anyone on all the tables here. Okay, so I'm here to speak about how capital markets can be of help to the jewelry industry. So we'll focus on a story. So most large businesses that we see around us today are not or were not planned to be large businesses, right? They also started as small shops, and somehow one thing led to another and they got to listing. So I think a lot of people that are here today, and a few of them that I was able to speak to, always ask me that why do you need to get listed? Is it only to get an exit in terms of raising money? So as a jeweler, or even I was speaking to someone who's doing hallmarking, right? So it's a fee-based income. So in terms of a jeweler to probably get more visibility, if there's a platform where they can get listed, do you think that the visibility improves? I think so, because I've seen that happen in quite a few examples. So many companies that we've not heard about have, let's say, made the first couple of years and grown in revenue, and then for the next trajectory of growth, they require some sort of visibility. So a lot of focus in terms of why you list is based on what your need is. You don't list if you don't need the visibility or you don't need the capital, because then it is besides the point. So anyone has any question as to what are the conditions, reasons to list? I just don't want to go on without setting some context. Does anyone want to ask a question? There are about 45 people in the room. Nobody? Okay. So what do you need to raise capital? Do you think that as a company you can raise capital just looking at your current numbers or balance sheet? Not always. So a lot of work goes in formalizing your policies, procedures, also making your numbers investor friendly. And when I say not changing anything, but making it in terms of how the world looks at it globally, your financial reports should be prepared on a global investor-friendly basis. There are a few examples of companies that have raised money that my smart team here has got me and said that so that you can build context. Carrot Lane raised $57 million, Bluestone raised $113 million, and Jiva raised $52 million. Is that all the jewelry industry, I think, right? And a few IPOs in the past, Moti Sons, Senco, Manoj Vaibhav have also raised money through an IPO platform. So to get an IPO, you need to have certain criteria that you need to fulfill before you get listed on a main board stock exchange. If you're smaller in size, there is a SME exchange that you can go to, and if you need growth funding, you can have venture capital and even angel funding available. So why, and a lot of the people who are building businesses obviously do not focus on investment banking or listing as their core focus, and that's when you can reach out to people who can guide you in the right direction. And we are here today to probably just speak about businesses, and if you all want any guidance in terms of understanding where you are in the journey and what you need to go to the next level, is something we can help with. I'll just end with a story of our own. So 2018, 19, me and the leadership team, we were sitting in a room and we laughed about listing our own company. And the journey started in 2019. It took 3 years to build policies, procedures, numbers, structure the company, and in December of 2022, we got listed and approximately a 1,500 crore market cap. So the journey has been played out, and that's the reason I'm here to speak about how it's not always the reason is important than eventually just getting listed. So always identify the reason before getting your company listed, because as you list, the transparency, the regulatory framework, everything tightens as well, right? And we understand that if you are listed and if you're visible, obviously the scrutiny is also higher. So you need to make sure that you have the right regulatory compliance abilities to be able to get listed and run a large enterprise, either who's raised funding through other channels or through the stock exchange. One more time. Any questions? No questions? Okay. Thank you.